Hello and welcome back, survivors. This is Darius Torana on another episode of Arc News. So, the big news this week is that the creature vote has been announced. I'm going to be going over the different creatures and what you can kind of maybe expect from them. I might have to turn this into like a two-part video because I like to keep my videos a little bit shorter. I also may not go too much into what they might be able to do because, as everyone knows, they take the art and that's kind of it. Like the Rhinogatha, honestly, it's really not much like what it was in the ideas for the creature vote. So, I mean, in the end, it's really about what the creature looks like. For those that don't know, there is a creature vote going on right now, so please go and do that. You can vote at the Community Crunch page for this particular week. I'll put a link to it in the description. But what this Community Crunch is for a new creature for Scorched Earth, which is super cool. It's turning into one of my favorite maps. You guys can watch my adventures on there. I am currently playing through the entire game. Coming out here in a couple weeks, there will be a State of the Arc type of a video where we'll talk about kind of the future of what that series is going to be like. But right now, I've mostly just kind of been piddling around on there. I've gotten a cave done, so jump on there and take a look at that if you want to look at what Scorched Earth looks like. But this will be a new creature for Scorched Earth, and so they want it to be a real life creature, not something mythical. So all of these have bases in real life. So the first entry is a giant snake named the Gigantophis. It's a big, huge constrictor snake, so no poison or anything like that. Apparently it would dwarf even basilisks. And to tame it, their idea was for it to drop eggs by killing the females who would have like an egg gullet. So it seems kind of interesting. The next option was the giant moa. It basically looks like a giant ostrich. Their idea for it was for it to be a giant platform saddle animal and potentially an incubator. You all know my feelings on replacing tech with dinosaurs, so I mean an incubator instead of needing an incubator like a big bird. I think that would be pretty neat. So yeah. Next up would be the Bastion Beetle. That's one, the whole thing was kind of confusing for me. I guess when you get it, it would be a shoulder pet as you raised it up, and then it would become a big rideable adult. That seems like a really cool idea. I love the fact that you can have like a shoulder pet with the Ferox and then transform him. I don't know if that would be necessarily what I would want to do with a baby and then have it transform into an adult, but it could potentially be pretty interesting. Next up is the Gigantoraptor. Much like the Oviraptor, this thing is really big on eggs. It would basically replace the S Plus Nanny, it looked like. So that to me seems, again, pretty cool. I like the idea of it, so we'll kind of see how that one turns out. Next up on the list is the Mavia Eureka, which is a jumping spider. And their idea for this, they have a massive list of different effects that it can do. And then the females would be large and rideable, and the males would be small and shoulder pets. Again, an interesting concept. I don't know if I particularly like it. I also don't like spiders, so this will be the only opinion that I give on any of these, really, of whether or not I want them or not. I do not want this to be in the game. but if it is, so be it. The next one I think has been in every single creature vote, so it's the Gorgonops. They normally have it as like a Hyaenodon-sized creature, but this time they're pitching it as a Shadowmane-sized creature that would be rideable. So it'd be more like a dog than a Shadowmane is, and it had all sorts of different abilities that have to do with the different weather settings, and also deathworms. So it seems like it would be an interesting choice. We'll kind of see if it gets picked. After the Gorgonops, we have the Facelosochis. That one was pitched as an idea to kind of trap larger creatures so that people aren't clogging up servers with traps. While I don't necessarily think traps are quote-unquote like tech-based, again, I love dinosaurs that replace the need for other things. So I think that this is a pretty neat idea as well, and the look of it is pretty cool, so I do like this one. The next one, I don't even really want to try to pronounce it. It's like Ledumahadi Akuti. It looks like it's going to be a large dinosaur that when you kill it, it can drop special armor and weapons. And it has special abilities for like collecting and sharpening its claws on rocks, which will give it damage buffs. So all in all, it does seem like a pretty neat dinosaur. I don't know how they would necessarily do that in game. So we'll see if it gets added, and if it does, how much it'll change. I expect if this particular one wins, it's going to get changed a lot. So just my 2 cents on that. The next one is an Armadillosuchus. Basically, they made it out to be like a combat tank where you would be safe underneath it and it'd roll up and attack stuff. But unlike the Roll Rat and the Doedicurus, it cannot harvest things. So it wouldn't really go into those things' territory, but it would be really strong and really tanky, and then you can like whip stuff and pull yourself towards it or pull that stuff towards you. So again, interesting concept. I do think that one would be kind of a neat addition to the game. Also, it looks terrifying. And the final one is the Myap Macro Thorax. It's like a Megaraptor, I guess, that has a grudge against wyverns. Their ideas in there were that you can equip it with the different types of wyvern talons, and it would gain different effects based on those wyvern talons. So in the end, I think, again, really cool concept. I think that one would be fairly easy to, model in the game. It would gain bonuses against wyverns, which are pretty big in different types of gameplay things. So I think in the end that one could be a pretty neat addition. But yeah. So that is the last of them. The last thing I kind of want to say on this is to not forget how these things work. So they give you a list and you order it your favorite to your least favorite. Now, basically, as it goes on and they kind of figure it out, they will, like, let's say your favorite gets eliminated, your next favorite goes into the chance at that point for whichever one you wanted. So definitely remember to order your whole voting list. I think that this creature vote is going to be very cool. I think that with these different creatures, they each, other than that jumping spider, add a very neat aspect to the game that we would all very much enjoy. But that'll be it for me today. If you did enjoy this video, please slap a like and please subscribe. And as usual, just keep on surviving.